Coinciding in Pakistan, the story begins with a man single-handedly attacking a group of armed individuals. During his action, the man successfully takes down the group, but suddenly one of them manages to shoot him, causing the man to be thrown off and fall from the building. Fortunately, the man managed to survive and was quickly taken to the hospital. However, elsewhere, a mafia boss who knew of his whereabouts ordered the doctors at the hospital to inject him with a memory-erasing drug, with the intention of wiping all of the man's memories of himself. The mafia boss bribed the police to take the man to the highest security prison in Pakistan. Although the man's identity remained a mystery, he was treated like the most dangerous criminal in the world. The police implemented strict security and surveillance, causing a stir among the entire prison population. Although the man's identity was still unknown, he had a distinctive tattoo reading India on his left arm. Following orders from the mafia boss, the prison warden enlisted the help of a group of the most ruthless inmates in the prison to eliminate the man while he was taking a shower. Seeing that all attempts had failed, the warden was forced to release two of the most difficult inmates to control. Both were foreign prisoners who happened to be incarcerated in this facility, known for their brutality and exceptional fighting skills. Promised freedom, the two foreign inmates attacked the man simultaneously. However, the man effortlessly defended himself while launching a counterattack that left both inmates incapacitated. As the head of the police had given up, the man was transferred to a special care facility. However, instead of being given tranquilizers to make him easier to control, the man, still suffering from amnesia, attacked the staff and managed to escape from there. After wandering around searching for information about his identity, the man finally arrived at a market. There, he met a candy-selling boy who recognized his face, including a woman who had been walking with him, though the man had no idea who she was or what her connection to him was. The boy then took him to an old man who sold weapons, and the man agreed to provide information for free after the man successfully assembled his firearm.
Jalka nightclub.
The man then moved to a nightclub and accidentally met someone named Rafiq, who claimed to have picked him up at the airport. It was eventually revealed that the man's name was Arjun, a customs officer stationed in Pakistan. To find out more about what really happened, Arjun asked Rafiq to take him to Regina's house. Upon arriving, they were both shocked to find Regina dead, shot down in cold blood. Amid the chaos, Arjun accidentally discovered a message left by Regina. The message revealed the name of the mastermind behind her murder and provided clues about what had happened to Arjun.
Martin.
Yes, the name of the mastermind was Martin, as revealed in Regina's message. The note also stated that Martin was in India. Without wasting any time, Arjun set off for India, traveling illegally on a fishing boat. Upon arriving in India, Arjun immediately called the phone number he had found at Regina's residence. The number turned out to belong to Babhu, his close friend. Just as Babhu met Arjun and was about to explain everything, something unexpected suddenly happened. Yes, Babhu was shot directly in the chest, and in his final moments, he urged Arjun to immediately save his other friend, Pipex, an MMA fighter. Vivek was about to compete, and was likely to be the next target of Martin.
Hey! Hello!
While Arjun was still on his way, facing various obstacles, Vivek had already entered the ring, placing himself in an exposed position. It was at that moment that a female sniper appeared and accurately took a shot from a great distance.
You can't avoid it. But you only without a fucking... What am I? Oh, what is it? What has happened
Martin. Yaranino.
The next morning, Arjun went to Vivek's house just as his extended family was mourning. Arjun felt confused, torn between wanting to feel sorrow but not remembering who Vivek was. It was then that Arjun discovered a new clue about someone who might be very important in his life, Preethi, his fiancée. Without wasting any time, Arjun hurried to the location listed on the invitation card.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಅಜ್ಜಿ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಅರ್ಜುನ್.
Preethi was placed in a safe house owned by her friend, deliberately hidden there to keep her safe from Martin's pursuit.
ಇವಾಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನಲ್ಲ.
In the midst of the crowd, Arjun took Preethi for a walk, trying to enjoy the atmosphere among the bustling people. However, without realizing it, a group of masked men suddenly appeared. They were sent by the mafia boss, whose true reason for targeting Arjun's life remains a mystery to this day. Arjun effortlessly defeated them all without facing any significant challenge. However, an unexpected moment occurred when he accidentally slammed his head against a flying coconut. The impact seemed to reconnect the neural pathways in his brain, gradually restoring his lost memories. As the second wave of attackers arrived, Arjun finally regained his memory. At the same time, another group of armed allies appeared on the scene. They turned out to be on Arjun's side and swiftly eliminated the masked criminals. It was finally revealed that the person we've been following all along was none other than Martin himself. Who Arjun truly is, whether he's real or just an illusion, remains a mystery. What is certain, however, is that Martin is a dangerous gangster boss and the most feared figure in all of India.
I am Martin!
I will take you back 20 days to see what actually happened. While Martin was enjoying his time on the streets, suddenly, a group of large cars crashed into him and started chasing him for no apparent reason. When Martin interrogated one of them, it was revealed that they were henchmen of a mafia boss. Realizing this, Martin decided to pursue them. And yes, the mafia boss explained that the reason he was hunting Martin was because Martin closely resembled Arjun, and the question remained, who exactly is Arjun? Yes, it turns out that Arjun is a customs officer with a face strikingly similar to Martin's. Whether they are long-lost twins or just a coincidence, Arjun is known as a very good and honest person. At this moment, he is in the process of seizing several containers filled with illegal drugs smuggled from abroad. It turned out that the containers belonged to the mafia boss, who immediately approached Arjun with the intention of bribing him. However, because Arjun was an honest customs officer who opposed bribery, he firmly rejected the boss's offer and insisted on seizing the containers. It was finally revealed why the mafia boss was hunting Arjun, because he couldn't accept his goods being seized. After hearing the mafia boss explain the immense value of the contents of the containers, Martin became interested in exploiting the situation for his own gain. Martin was shocked when he saw how similar Arjun's face was to his own. From there, Martin began to devise a plan to disguise himself as Arjun and create chaos, with the aim of framing Arjun in a major case. This was intended to make it easier for him to seize the containers. Due to Martin impersonating him, Arjun was briefly detained by the authorities, but was eventually released after being proven innocent. With the help of the police, they uncovered that Arjun and Martin were two different individuals. According to the latest information, Martin is currently in Pakistan, likely plotting something dangerous there. Determined not to let Martin commit crimes that would tarnish his name and image, Arjun secretly traveled to Pakistan to confront Martin alone. However, knowing that Martin was a notorious criminal whom even the police struggled to apprehend, Arjun realized he needed a team on his side. With this in mind, he immediately sought out his close friend for assistance. Arjun met Regina, who was previously thought to have been killed in a shooting. Regina introduced Arjun to a police informant who was willing to take him to a place where he could recruit the backup team he needed.
All the best, Arjun.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Arjun.
Arjun was taken to an arms market, where he first met the candy-selling boy. There, he was introduced to an arms dealer who had information about the trained squad he was looking for. Martin met Regina while pretending to be Arjun. However, Regina was not easily fooled. She pretended to continue with her work, but secretly wrote a message for Arjun about Martin's appearance at her place. As soon as Martin noticed Regina's suspicious behavior, he immediately shot her.
Smart Indian lady.
Back to Arjun, who had finally found the location of the group he was looking for. Without wasting any time, Arjun immediately instructed them to capture Martin. However, just as they were about to depart, Martin appeared, having already found them all. So, after successfully taking down the trained group, Martin and Arjun engaged in an intense gunfight. The battle left both of them in equally desperate positions. With no other choice, Martin decided to throw himself off the building after first rendering Arjun unconscious. And that was the beginning of how Martin ended up in a Pakistani prison. Back in the present day, Martin is still determined to profit from the mafia boss's containers. With his cunning plan, Martin decides to kidnap Preeti as leverage, forcing Arjun to comply with all his demands. After successfully kidnapping Preeti, Martin immediately called Arjun and issued his demands. He ordered Arjun to transport all the containers belonging to the mafia boss to a designated location. To save his fianki's life, Arjun had no choice but to agree to the request.
So don't waste my time. Just 10 hours left. The clock is...
Martin then contacted the mafia boss, asking him to come to the designated location. During the conversation, Martin also reminded the boss about the payment they had previously agreed upon.
Containers not I'll show you.
In the midst of the barren desert, Arjun and the convoy of trucks carrying the containers were on their way to the location as per Martin's request. However, not long after they continued their journey, it turned out that the mafia boss had other plans. Some of his men were sent to intercept the convoy on the road so that when Arjun was struggling and surrounded, suddenly. Yes, Martin had realized the mafia boss's cunning plan. Using his personal tank, he shot down all of the boss's men, and he almost killed Arjun, who was still inside the vehicle. Once only the two of them remained, Arjun and Martin engaged in an intense duel to prove who was superior. And so, Not long after, the mafia boss arrived in his luxurious car, bringing along a massive container filled with an extraordinary amount of money, just as agreed. However, Martin had no intention of handing over his goods. Instead, he turned around and crafted a new deal with Arjun. Martin decided to side with Arjun after discovering that the mafia boss's container did not contain drugs, but illegal firearms from abroad intended to support acts of terrorism in India. Another shocking fact is that Arjun's friends from Pakistan, including Regina, Babhu, and Vivek, turned out to be traders who aided the mafia boss in his illegal arms business. They secretly accepted bribes, making their deaths nothing to mourn. They truly deserve the consequences. Although Martin is a gangster, he has a deep love for his homeland, clearly symbolized by the tattoo that reads India on his hand. After all the secrets are revealed, Martin and Arjun agree to kill the mafia boss, using his body as a decoy for Martin.
Catch!
Once everything was over, Arjun received an award from his organization for successfully eliminating the most dangerous criminal in India. Finished. The moral of this film is to learn from Martin's character, who stands as a symbol of courage, resilience, and sacrifice for a noble cause. He proves that with unwavering determination, one can overcome the greatest obstacles and create meaningful change. I'm Wing. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos. Thank you.